I just wanted to show you guys that I did get the 5 little quail chicks that have hatched so far out of the incubator, and have left the 3 eggs that haven't hatched yet in there. I just took them out as quickly as I could. They were starting to look a little bit like they were losing some energy there, and the one little brown one had been chirping and chirping quite loudly for quite some time now. Like he was real hungry, and like I said, they were all sprawled out and looking a little on the weak side. They were probably fine, but they had me worried enough to where I didn't want to risk the 5 for 3 eggs that were in there. And I think the eggs will be fine. I scooped them out super quick, and none of the eggs are open at all, and that's usually where the risk is. So if the eggs are gonna hatch at all, I think that they'll be okay. So these guys are just starting to find their food in here, and they were hungry. They're going right after it and eating, as you can see. And here's how I normally set up their water when they're little tiny like this. I take aquarium pebbles from a fish aquarium, and I put them in the water because little tiny new hatchlings, quail hatchlings, are real prone to drowning in their water. Even if they're little tiny water dishes, they can drown in the tiniest bit of water. So you can put any kind of gravel in there, but I like this aquarium gravel because it's nice and clean and easy to use, and that way they can drink their water without the danger of drowning in there. And I keep a thermometer in here because you use the heat lamp to keep them warm. That way, a lot of people keep their temperature at 100. I like to keep mine their first days between 90 and 100, and then you start dropping it by 5 degrees progressively until you have the temperature all the way down and they're ready to go outside. And we'll talk about that a little bit more as the days go on, how that's all done. So, so far they found the food and started eating that. They haven't, I haven't seen any of them drink any of the water yet. The other thing I like to do is, first I put their, one of the things we learned before is with all these wood shavings in here, they tend to, looks like that one's going to find some water maybe. They kick all these wood shavings up into the water, and it real quick absorbs all the water up, and then they don't have any water to drink, and you're constantly having to clean all the wood shavings out of the water. And if you don't keep an eye on it, they can actually die of thirst because they fill it up, and next thing you know they don't have any water. So what I do is I stick a plate underneath the water and lift it up a little bit, and that helps some. Then as they get a little bit bigger, I stick a brick underneath there which really lifts it up, and that eliminates the problem completely. Right now they aren't tall enough to put a brick under there, so I just put the saucer, which does, like I said, that does help somewhat. Oh, looks like that one's starting to find the water a little bit. I'd like to see them drink a little bit of water. They haven't had any at all yet. But they're doing pretty good. A lot of times I'll have to dip a little chicks. Once one chick finds food or water, then the rest of them see them and run over and join them. Sometimes I'll have to dip one little chick's beak in the water. I didn't have to do that with the food this time, so hopefully I won't have to with the water either. These guys seem pretty smart. I'm going to let them try to figure it out on their own, see what happens. There's our little brown baby. Here's all the little yellow babies. They're all excited about this food and water now, or the food so far. You guys were hungry, huh? You guys were hungry, yeah. They're so tiny. Trying to let you guys be able to hear the little teeny tiny sounds they make. They're a lot different than the chicken chicks. They're teeny tiny, but they're super fast. Everything they do is really fast, whereas the chickens move around a little bit more slowly. I'm going to try to show you their size with my hand, just to give you an idea of how tiny they are. See, so that gives you an idea of how teeny tiny they are. Okay, you can hop. Oh, you want to be held? You can hop down. Hi, you looking up at me? Hi there. One of them's already fallen asleep in its food dish. I guess it got enough to eat. That's all you needed, huh? Was a little bit of food. Now you're fine. It's been a long 24 hours, all that work hatching out of your eggs. Took a lot of energy, and then all that screaming and yelling for food. There we go. One of them found the water. Once one of them gets really excited about it, the rest of them will figure it out. It always just takes one. Move my camera back. It's kind of hot under the heat lamp there. So the feed I give them is it's a bar ale, organic, non-GMO crumble. It's the same stuff that I give the chickens, the baby chicks. This way I can, this is a high protein that I give the quail. And this way I can feed all of my birds the same food. I stay consistent with all of them. The quail need the high protein, and it doesn't hurt the chickens a bit to eat the same thing. And I keep them all on the organic feed. And I also give them non-medicated. I don't medicate the chicks at all. Okay, well that gives you guys an idea of how the little quail chicks are doing now that they're in their brooder, and we'll give you some updates, and hopefully the rest of those eggs will hatch, and if not, I'll let you know tomorrow morning how they're doing. Have a good night.